union members compiling a long list of complaints about her treatment of patients. The management committee were approached and asked to set up an independent complaints procedure for the patients. The management committee instead promoted the new nurse to the post of acting matron, and the complaints from the staff about her treatment of patients continued. On January the 18th, the union members gave 48 hours notice of a 12-hour strike designed to put pressure on for an independent complaints procedure. That night, letters were personally delivered to the homes of everyone sacking them without notice. The management committee who carried this out consists of local notables, including the High Sheriff of Tyne and Wear. A subsequent health authority investigation has upheld the workers' claim for an independent complaints procedure and has instructed the management committee to make major changes in their procedures. However, the NUPE members remain sacked and have launched a major campaign for reinstatement and to highlight the deplorable lack of control over private homes. The sacked staff have written and produced their own record, Sacked for Caring, and are producing a play to highlight the behaviour of managers in this dispute.
See you lot. Well, I was beginning to think people who cared had already died out, even in 1988. There's certainly no sign of them where I come from, 1998. I myself am barely alive. And you know something? If I die, the welfare state, there'll never be anything like me again. So I thought, I'll have to do something. I'll have to come back, see if there is any hope for the future. Still alive in 1988. And you know what I found? I found little pockets of workers beginning to stand up for themselves, beginning to say, enough is enough, keep your hands off public property. It's ours, not yours. So tonight I'd like to show you an example. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Battle of Crazy Lee. On one hand, we have the profiteers. Fine, upstanding members of the community. And on the other, we have the victims. The ordinary workers who could not take any more. The caring staff. But let us go back to a time in Crazy Lee when everything there was normal. Or was it?
The chairman of our management committee is honouring us with a visit.
I wonder what he's doing here. We've not seen him for nearly 2 years.
I don't know and I don't bloody care.
Good afternoon everyone. I've just called in to let you know I'm resigning my position as chairman of the management committee. I'm taking up a new appointment as sheriff of Wine and Tear. The patients all seem quite contented. I don't know what all the complaints are about.
We're all perfectly happy here, aren't we? Perfectly happy.
Well, must rush. Have to lasso those last shares before the stock market closes.
What do you think of our latest donation from the patient?
Oh, that's a nice picture. Look well in my boardroom, I fancy.
Well, it's wasted on this lot. They couldn't possibly appreciate it. I have it sent on to you.
Most kind. Good afternoon.
Crazy Lee. But can she have been the only and entire cause of what was to follow? Was everything so rosy in the garden before she arrived? Let's eavesdrop on the real baddies of the piece. The management.
The meeting is all prepared, your lord, your worship. Oh, excuse me, sir. How does one address a sheriff to be?
Just call me Jew. Ha ha. Just my little Joe Freedom, man. Sir will do well enough.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Where are these people? Don't they know that time is money? Especially mine. Nice of you to join us, gentlemen. Shall we begin? What is it, Greed?
Please, sir, you can't start the meeting yet. Mrs. Flimsy isn't here.
Oh, what a shame. Never mind. We'll get along much faster without that do-gooder anyway. Damn women. Complicate everything. Wouldn't be here today if a bunch of them hadn't sent this letter of complaint to the committee.
With respect, Mr. Walt, you wouldn't hold this position today if it wasn't for a damn woman donating crazily as a nursing home.
Let's get on with this emergency meeting, shall we?
Certainly. I believe you had a letter, a complaint against us.
No. Funnily enough, it's against that other damn woman, Lady Angela DeVille.
The acting matron.
We are well aware of that, Greed, but she doesn't seem to be aware that matron is not another word for Pura.
I resent the implication in that remark.
Come now, ye sick. You've got the complaints in front of you, man. Screaming at the patients, forcing them to eat, forcing them to come downstairs. Look at it, man. The woman's a dictator.
It's all lies, fabricated by these nurses because they can't stand a bit of authority.
She said she was sent from God.
And how do we know she wasn't? Look at Mother Teresa. Are you going to take the word of a bunch of lefty trade unionists against that of a God-fearing woman like Angela?
There's hardly any comparison. It's up to us to do something about this woman before she starts dictating to us.
No fear of that.
Of course not. Look, we're all reasonable people here. Why not get Angela in and let her explain? I'm sure there is just cause for her behaviour. Angela, do come in.
Nurse Deville.
Matron, if you don't mind.
Acting Matron Deville. You must be aware there's been some tension among the staff lately.
If you're referring to the lies that these nurses and the others have written about me, then yes, there have been tensions, because I have the good of the patients at heart, and that makes life a little harder for the nurses.
What about these letters about you screaming at the patients?
Of course, I have to raise my voice a little. Most of them are deaf.
And how about forcing them downstairs when clearly they're much happier in their own rooms?
Rehabilitation!
Well, I'm not a medical person.
With respect, sir, exactly. Nurse Deville and myself have the patient's welfare as our top priority.
With the larger grants we get for housing the terminally ill, we may be able to shut these women up with a small incentive.
There's a much simpler, cheaper way to shut them up.
Well, time is money, gentlemen and ladies. I'll leave the situation in your capable hands. Good morning.
Well, I must be going too, but I'm not happy about this. It's up to us to help, not hinder.
I told you there was nothing to worry about. They're pretty in our hands. I'm not so sure about that Anne Flimsy. She could be troublesome.
What can one woman alone do?
I'm one woman alone, aren't I? One woman fighting a lonely fight for God in a world of heathens.
Oh, Angela, you're magnificent.
You may not be an angel, 'cause angels are so few. But until the day that one comes along, I'll string along with you. I'm looking for an angel to sing my love song to. But until the day that one comes along, I'll sing my song to you. For every little note that you make, say I've got 3 or 4. The human little thoughts you do make just make me love you more. You may not be an angel, but still I'm sure you do. So until the day that one comes along, I'll sing my song to you.
Aha! The wheeling dealing of high-powered business executives. Money, 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 all that matters. A catalogue of complaints that goes unheeded. Someone should have told them a stitch in time saves 9.
Well, how about a little sing-song that helps to keep our spirits up?
What a good idea, Betty. What's your favourite?
Let's sing Keep Young and Beautiful, just like me.
Keep young and beautiful.
wanted to say, but kept her tongue, and went on caring as usual.
And haven't I told you two not to sit together? You're a bad influence on one another, and it has got to be stopped.
Can I go to my room now?
Not until after supper.
But when you're as old as I am, you get tired easily.
I said not until after supper.
But I'm 90.
I don't care if you're 190. I said not until after supper.
The devil, she forgets that someday she'll be old herself.
She felt like shouting, but did not dare.
What are you eating, Betty?
It's only a sweet.
How dare you eat a sweet when I myself have put you on a diet? Where did you get it? Stole it, I suppose.
Please, I gave it to her.
Who's talking to you? Stole it from somebody's handbag, like a thieving little cheat.
I'm not a thief, I'm not a cheat. It was only water sweet.
Oh, I've had enough of this. Some of us have work to do. I'll be in my office. Carry on, nurses.
Well, I suppose it's time for supper. Come on, Margaret, I'll take you through.
Could I have a wheelchair, please, nurse?
Are you in pain?
Yes, the weather's changed again. My legs are always bad when the weather changes.
Right, Jordan.
Come on.
You don't get a chair, you walk to the dining room. Quick, march.
That selfish woman. That little woman's in pain.
She wanted to shout it, but was too scared and went on caring as usual.
Young and beautiful, it's your duty to be beautiful. Be young and beautiful, if you want to be loved.
Nurse, wheelchair.
Her peace and went on caring as usual.
Get that mess cleared up. And haven't I told you two not to sit together?
I'm not standing for this any longer. It's obvious the committee haven't done anything about that old witch.
It's no good relying on them. We're going to have to get the nurses together and do something about it ourselves.
Yes, we'll do that.
But we better get a move on or we'll get into trouble for skiving.
Oh, Eleanor. Calm down, Eleanor. I can't understand a word you're saying.
She's a wicked, evil woman, yelling and screaming at me like that just because I couldn't work my day off. I explained I'd already made other arrangements. And she kept yelling and screaming at me. And I'm so upset, I don't know how I can carry on my shift.
You go home now, Eleanor. You're in no fit state to finish your duty like this.
She said if I left, I'd not get back in.
She did.
She did. She said if I left, she'd lock the door and I'd never work here again.
She can't do that. She's got no right.
She doesn't have the authority.
That's the last straw.
So, the straw had broken the camel's back. The floodgates were open and the tide of resistance was rushing towards the management. There had to be confrontation, and so there was. Worker met manager head on. the red corner, we have tonight's favourite, the Worker! It's Josh Stewart from Crazy Lee. And in the blue corner, we have the one you love to hate, the Manager! Also from Crazy Lee. But ladies and gents, it's worth taking a look at the trainers tonight too, as I feel they may have some new tricks up their sleeves to surprise us with. For the red corner, the Union! A real veteran of the ring with many famous confrontations under her belt. And for the blue corner, the Government, whose change of tactics recently has caught many a seasoned fighter unawares. But let the fight begin. The Worker is receiving last-minute instructions from her trainer, but her opponent is looking extremely confident. Round one.
We are withholding our labour.
And she's gone straight to the nerve centre of her opponent. A recognisably strong move in the light of last week's bout between the Government and the Manchester Nurses.
Use the Employment Act 1982.
And already we're seeing the emergence of these new tactics.
Under the Employment Act 1982, all striking employees can now be sacked if selectively rehired only within 3 months.
Oh, but it doesn't look as if she's going to take that one lying down.
The military unionists!
Nurses, catering staff, hospital porters, miners, we need
Sympathetic action is now illegal.
And that was a dirty blow. What can the Worker do now?
It's our warning of action. Then we might as well close down the home altogether. And then what would happen to those poor, frail elderly people that you're supposed to care so much about?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the Manager really is playing dirty tonight. He's resorted to that very, very old tactic, emotional blackmail. End of round one.
That is exactly how the nurses have always been exploited. Don't let them fool you. Pull yourself together. A 36-hour warning of action.
I've had enough of this. We're all reasonable people here, and you know you have a better chance of winning.
I have to have something to offer the workers.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Round two.
We'll advise our new chairman to look into your grievances.
There seems to be some trouble in the crowd. I can't quite make it out. Oh, one supporter has attacked another.
We are withholding our labour till Eleanor is reinstated.
And the Worker is sticking to her strategy. Just what can the Manager do in the face of such dogged determination?
Use the Trade Union Act 1984. Action is illegal unless preceded by a secret ballot.
Oh, the Manager is ignoring the end of round bell. Oh, police and the Workers' trainer are falling on deaf ears. There seems no way out of this. Oh, what a disappointing end to a very spirited fight, ladies and gentlemen. It looks as if the Worker is well and truly beaten now, but I'll try and get a word with her. Worker, surely this has got to be the end of the road for you now.
What are we? Caring staff! What have we been? Staff of caring! What have we been doing? Fight, fight, fight!
There is a home in They call it crazy.
16,000.
But profits were arising.
48,086.
So off we went to Newpie. Devil's work, I said. She said that we were loopy, but the patient still lived in dregs. She came, she wasn't Christian. Said she was born again. Said that she was dead, but Lord would give the patient's
Good show, Philip. That attack went off very nicely.
Permission to speak. I don't think they'll give up yet.
I'm not very happy with these tactics in this campaign.
Ah, tactics. We'll run it strictly by the book. We gave them notice of their dismissal within 12 hours, didn't we? So they didn't have time to bring in the heavy guns of an industrial tribunal.
That is not what I meant.
Ah, you mean guerrilla tactics? Like unfavourable news coverage?
I mean, we are not playing fair.
All's fair in love and war, madam, and this is war. Furthermore, he who is not with us is against us.
I'm very disturbed with all this. I resign my commission.
Take it in the night shift.
It's hard to be stacked for caring when your colleagues pass you by. Solidarity's all about sharing.
Sorry, ladies, I must fly.
These other workers are timid. Their jobs are their main concern. They ignore the things that she does. Some workers will never learn.
We join within our union to fight for patients' rights. But our protest ought to make things act us overnight. Good riddance. Don't want any weaklings in my squad. As you know, men, I'm being promoted. So I'll introduce you to your new commander, Smelly. Director of a sacking firm in Dunstan.
At ease, man. Commander Watt has briefed me on the situation here, and I understand that our most pressing problem is the use of guerrilla tactics by the enemy. Well, I've already launched a counterattack against the allegations that the Bill's work record may be a weak link in our defences. I've made her join a union, the Royal College of Nursing. That way, you see, we can bring in the reserve forces like free legal advice. I've already attacked with injunctions on the press. Now, for our part, I suggest we offer them fair treatment. Say to the tune of £5,000 each. Between them, of course. Of course, on condition that they surrender forthwith.
Under the joke.
Standing here in the wind and the rain.
Not much longer, maybe.
You mean our jobs are ours again?
Do me a favour, ladies. They've offered us 5,000 quid.
Oh, we don't need each.
Of course not. But no matter what you did, reinstatement's out of reach.
We worked there such a long time, praying for those in need. What is it about this nursing home that's ending with this need?
See, with our record on the go and benefits to raise cash, marches to let the people know our publicity's very flash. What is it, Green? Come on, out with it, man.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I fear the enemy's guerrilla tactics may have succeeded after all.
What? Just give me that. Mental cruelty slur at nursing home. The woman at the centre of a health service investigation has denied subjecting patients to mental cruelty. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, questions have been raised about Mrs. DeVille's appointment to Crazy Lee in the light of new evidence concerning her past. Confidential documents obtained by the Gateshead Post revealed that Mrs. DeVille was facing disciplinary action while working as a health visitor in South Tyneside. A senior health authority employee was seeking her dismissal as a result of professional incompetence. It was alleged that Mrs. DeVille neglected clients, some of whom appeared to have received no visits from her for up to 4 years. And there would be further investigations into the possibility of fraud, which would involve the police. Oh, this is your fault, Dick. You brought this she-devil to Crazy Lee, and now she's nothing but a liability.
Under the joke, again.
Have you seen the Gateshead Post today? We're on front page news. They say there's an inquiry underway. See how fairly they put our views. So children, tell your elders not to look in there you see. Spend their life in sorrow in the house of Crazy Lee. Next. The man who appointed her was Dr. Reynard D. Sick, Vice Chairman of the Homes Management Committee. He commented,
I have full confidence in Mrs. DeVille's capabilities at Crazy Lee. Her past relationship with a previous employer has no bearing on her current situation.
Dr. D. Sick said,
The management committee investigated allegations made by sacked employees and concluded that they had no substance.
this is a fine seat you've got us in, D. Sick. How am I supposed to protect my profit margins with reports like this? Oh. Tomorrow, the sacked workers will stage a peaceful vigil outside the nursing home. Peaceful? Ha!
On the mark.
The turnout here has been really great. My feet are killing me.
That brass band's playing at some rate.
We'll make those tyrants see. Don't look now, but guess who's just behind? It's not the mayor. It is, you know, and we're on his mind. And he's not the only one to care.
You know the MP's on your side.
Ah, Joyce Quinn's a treasure.
The health authority won't be taken for a ride at their support for good measure.
I hear they've offered us all posts.
Relief then full-time posts. They know you care and will not shirk. This is no idle boast.